Hello, it's Michelle here from the Purple Pumpkin blog, teaching you today how to make duct tape hair bows. The reason I'm teaching you this is because I'm part of the Duck World Cup, which is a hashtag on Twitter that you can follow along with. A few bloggers were chosen to craft something to cheer on their teams in this year's World Cup, FIFA World Cup 2014, which is in Brazil. You could either make flags or shakers or something to celebrate, and I decided to make hair bows since I can wear them, and yeah, so they're pretty easy to make. I got given Group E, which means my teams were France, Switzerland, Ecuador and Honduras. My France one didn't turn out quite as I wanted. It ended up being quite thick, so I ended up making another one and in a slightly different style. And of course, supporting England all the way with my England hair bow. So I'm going to show you how to make them. They're pretty easy. You kind of have to sort of manipulate them whichever way you find easiest. I mean, as you can see, they've all sort of turned out a little bit differently, and that wasn't intentional. It just so happens the way I folded them at the time, but they've given quite a few different little different styles of bow. And on the back are these little where's my thing now, little clips like that. I don't know what they're called. I just got a whole bunch of them from the pound shop, which are like that. Several different types of hair clip. These ones don't really work and they're a bit too thin. If you can find these type, just plain ones, they could probably work, but this is my sort of hair clip, so I didn't really want to use it and walk around with bows all day long. Right, so I'm going to show you how to make the England bow, because that's nice and easy to start with. And for that we're going to need, let me move those out of the way, we're going to need red and white duct tape, a cutting craft mat, some scissors, my Manky craft knife, hopefully yours is looking nicer than mine, and one of these clips. So, oh, and I need my tape measure as well, because just to make things easy when you're deciding how long it's going to be. So I'll just shove that around my neck for now. Okay, I've never used duct tape before in crafting, so it was quite interesting to use. It's really sticky, so, and quite strong, so I found using a craft mat was easiest, and using a craft knife to cut it, because it's so sticky. So we'll start with the white first. Let me measure that. We want it to be about 20 centimetres roughly. So get my craft knife, cut it down, and do another strip as well. Woo! One. I mean, you can just kind of guess it once you've got the first one, and then trying to move something out of the way there, and then just the same of red. I have read that you can tear duct tape, but I guess it depends on what you're using it for. So there's the one of red as well. So there you go. Right, that's all our pieces that we need. We may need a little bit more red. I'll have to see as we go along. Right, what you do is pull one of them up. Ooh, and lay it down with the sticky side up. You can get it off your fingers, and then get the other piece of white. There you go. And you want to lay it on top as best you can. Like I said, it's very sticky, so you want to kind of make sure you're kind of correct the first time, because you won't be able to do it over. There you go. Right, so we've now got duct tape on both sides. There will be extras. We're going to cut those off in a little while. And then the next thing you want to do is create the cross for the England St George's flag. So I'm going to get my red and I'm going to divide it into 3. I'm just going to eyeball it because that's just the way I roll, and you know, you could get a ruler out, or a metal ruler will probably be better, obviously. But I'm just going to guess how it will do. Okay, and we get the first piece. And lay it across the middle. This one. There's a couple of end bits there, so they can just get folded over. Like I said, we're going to trim it up anyway. And then one in the middle. Where's my original bow? As you can see. So I'm actually going to... No, tell a lie. Turn it back, turn it over, and see what I mean about as you go along. It will just depend on the type of the design of the flag that you're doing, or whatever you're making your bow, because you do see the back. At least I think it should go on the front and back. So just get it there. You can fold it round or you can cut it off. I'm going to cut that off because I don't really want it overlapping. Okay, so back to this again. I'm going to cut this in a little bit. I don't want the whole thing. Okay, and then roughly in the middle, which is about there. Probably do with that being a bit thicker actually. So I'll get some more tape. Oh, I'm not as strong with my left hand. There you go. About that thick, I think. And put that in the middle. You're not actually going to see this, but I just need it there as a guide. That's not quite the centre. Let me look this way. So plastic on, it's slightly easier to remove, but once you get sticky to sticky, then no, you're going to have to start over. So that's about the middle. Fold it over. Okay, so there we've got our England flag. I'm going to trim it up on the edges now because there's a couple of bits of sticky stuff. So then we can take the scissors to it because it's easy to cut. And along the length as well, just to neaten it. Does the other end need doing? Yes, it does. Okay, so we've got our trimmed up bow, which is like that. Well, not bow, strip at the moment. And then what we do first is make sure you've got a bit of tape ready to go. Fold the 2 edges into the centre. This is going to be the back. So, and get a bit of sticky red because that's the centre bit, just to seal it together. And you can fold it over because again, once we sort of pinch it together to make the actual bow, you're not going to see that. So you're then left with something that looks like that. And then you want to just fold the top sort of ½ centimetre maybe inwards, and this is the back of the bow, just to give it the bit of shape. So give it a good old press in to crease it. And now we're back on the front. So that's the back, that's the front, this is our clip ready to go. And we then kind of start, you see, pushing it together to form the bow. So with that been done, I then take another bit of the red to secure it in place. And this can get wrapped around a couple of times if you like. You can always cut it off at the back, which is fine. Do you see what I mean about it being super sticky? So there we have the bow ready, and it's just clip time. So to do that, I need another thinner strip of this red tape. And again, this is a bit not trial and error, but you know, you'll manipulate it how you find easiest. So that's the back of the bow, that's the front. I mean, they're both pretty similar, but you can see where it sort of dips in, so you know that's the front. Get your clip, which is, like I said, one of these crocodile-y. That's not a crocodile, that's a duck. Right, so hold it open. I think this is a little bit fiddly, but you get your bit of red tape and roughly-ish in the middle, just to get it in place. Okay, so that's now kind of attached, and I put that round there. I wrap this around here, open that up just to get it in again. Working reversingly is a bit tricky. Round again, and there you go. That's your bow. There it is. Really quite simple to do, and I'm really glad that I've learned how to make these, because I'm going to have lots of fun making different bows for every single occasion now. But these ones are the ones for my Duck World Cup. France ended up being quite thick, and I ended up taking the clip off because yeah, way too thick, just the way I couldn't figure out to get even on the red, white and blue, and that's why I ended up doing that sort, which is just one strip of duct tape folded over red and blue on either end, folded it in half, and cut off a 45-degree angle to make the, I don't even know what they're called, but these triangle-y bits at the ends. The clip is added in exactly the same way as the others. That one I would probably make again, now that I've done the England flag. This was the first one I ever did, so it's a bit ropey, and I would, yeah, like I said, I would do that one again. I don't know what I was thinking with that. The Honduras flag, has got tiny little stars on it. I actually use my Cricut cutting machine to cut those, which made my life a lot easier. You could cut them obviously with a craft knife. And then finally, this one is Ecuador. Ecuador's flag does have some sort of emblem in the middle. That was just going to be too much to create with duct tape, but that's a slightly different shape because the top was the top yellow portion of the flag was a lot bigger than the red and the blue. But again, like I said, it just depends on how you sort of crease it and fold it, and just play about with it and have fun. And I'm sure once you sort of do the first few, you end up being quite addicted to it. I know I have been. And there you go. So I will add this to my blog post, and I hope you have fun making hair bows. Take care. Bye.